Here's Dave Schroeder from Action 2 Sports.
Welcome to Sunday Sports Night.
Well, it certainly was a whooping at Whistling Straits as the Americans reclaimed the Ryder Cup. From record watch to watch out.
Ownership, right? Rogers now 61 career touchdowns against Chicago.
COVID keeping Devontae Adams out. It's an uphill climb for Green Bay, right? Right? It's a trap. This is a team that the Packers have not beaten in Cincinnati since 1998.
Strange things happen when the Packers beat the Bengals, but even I was unprepared for this. 5 missed potential game-winning kicks in the final 2 minutes.
A sweet sweep has the Bucs moving on. The Packers are now cap compliant. By doing so, did they kick the can down the road, or did they kick a full keg down the road, and did they break their foot in the process? The Packers are going to be $20 million in the red.
2 rivals have met 6 times in just the last 4 seasons. Well, that escalated quickly, Jeff. Forget the NFL draft entirely. Today is all about Aaron Rodgers drama.
Well, you're certainly right about that, Sarah. Aaron Rodgers talked for 46 minutes on the Pat McAfee show. The highlights from his conversation. First and foremost, Rodgers says he was feeling symptoms Tuesday, tested positive Wednesday, wasn't feeling great Thursday, but feels pretty good today, saying if this were just the flu, there's no reason why he wouldn't be able to play this Sunday. As for why he remains unvaccinated, the Packers quarterback claims he's allergic to ingredients in 2 of the COVID vaccines and didn't want to get the other one. As for why he said, yeah, I'm immunized, in response to a direct question about his vaccination status back in August at training camp, Rodgers didn't want to have the vaccine conversation back then.
It was such a witch hunt. They wanted to out and shame and denigrate every single person who didn't immediately say, oh yeah, I got the, Pfizer, I got the Moderna, whatever. I wanted it to go away. I mean, everyone in the squad knew I was not vaccinated. Everyone in the organization knew I wasn't vaccinated. I wasn't hiding it from anybody. I was trying to minimize and mitigate having to have this conversation that would go on and on.
But today, Rodgers went on and on. We'll have more time to unpack this in Action 2 News at 4:30. I'll join you for a full segment to lead off the show there, Sarah. Of course, we have to parse everything he says after what he said in August.
And of course, going to that, after hearing that, why did he say he was immunized back in August when he was asked about being vaccinated?
Well, you could pick any number of reasons, but Rodgers did say today that he thought there was a witch hunt out to find out every single player who was not vaccinated and to shame them as well. And he said, I just wanted it to go away. That was a quote from Rodgers today. He says now he's more than willing to discuss it. Of course, this is after he tests positive and it comes out that he's unvaccinated. Aaron Rodgers was asked about his following of rules. We've seen him in press conferences without a mask on his face by the letter of the law. Anytime he's in the building, he has to wear a mask. Rodgers says he's followed most of the rules.
I think some of the rules to me are not based in science at all. They're based purely in trying to out and shame people, like needing to wear a mask at a podium when every person in the room is vaccinated and wearing a mask makes no sense to me. I have followed every single protocol to a T, minus that one I just mentioned, which makes absolutely no sense.
Rodgers, lamenting the protocol, says he's followed every protocol except for the press conference ones. He did bring up Martin Luther King Jr. today. He referenced when MLK said, if there's a law that's unjust or a rule that's unjust, it is your moral imperative to disregard it. Rodgers disregarded the rules in front of cameras, but not behind closed doors, and perhaps that's in line with the fact that he wanted it to go away, and he was in the middle of an appeals process trying to get the league to view his alternate remedy to COVID-19, not the vaccine, as being valid for vaccination status. That debate with the league was going on at that same time.
Sure were. Hey guys, in the NBA Finals, it was coronation night in the Cream City as the Bucks bring home Milwaukee's first championship in 50 years. It was closing time as the Deer make it 4 for 4 this postseason with a chance to clinch a series. Here we go. Giannis looking for his first championship. He's still just 26 years young. Chris Paul in his 16th season seeking the same, a first championship. Slow start both sides, but then Chris Middleton shot out of a cannon, the steal and the slam. It was 10-5 home team early, and Middleton was motoring, getting it going left wing, eyeing up a 3-ball over Devin Booker. Yes, sir, 15-7 Deer. And then the freight train started rolling. Giannis makes it 23-14, 9-point advantage. Giannis had 10 in the first quarter, and they led by 13 after 12 minutes. But the Suns started the second quarter on a 10-0 run. It was a reversal of roles from Game 5 as Phoenix was back in it. The Bucks shot just 3 for 17 from downtown in the first half. And Chris Paul, for all his woes in this series, had 13 points in the first half. Here, he's going to come the other way and put the Suns up 47-40 just before the break. The Deer were down 5 at recess. But after all the poor shooting in the first half, who would hit a three early in the third? Giannis? Yes, they're back within one, 49-48. And the Freak would refuse to be denied. He puts the Bucks back in front. He had 37 points through 3 quarters, and Brook Lopez cutting through the paint brings the house down with the monster slam. 3-point advantage. It would be tied heading to the fourth. And who thought we'd be showing Giannis free throws as a highlight? He started 17 for 18 from the charity stripe. Simply remarkable considering his struggles. The series in this playoffs, they were up by 6. Late stages up 6 again on the dunk. He had 45 points at that juncture. Giannis would end up getting a 50-burger, only the 7th player in finals history to record that feat. The Bucks pull it off. 4 straight wins. They came back from 0-2 deficits twice in these playoffs. Let it sink in. Your Bucks are NBA champions. Giannis named MVP. They hoist the trophy. What a night to be a Wisconsinite. And our Adriana Torres joins us live from the scene of the celebration.
Yeah, Dave. Well, this was
Milwaukee, Joshua Figueroa, Action 2 News.
Having a good time, Joshua, as is Giannis. The MVP and champion is meeting with the media right now.
I wanted to get the job done, but I could go to a super team and, just do my part and win a championship, still won. But this is the hard way to do it, and this is the way to do it. And we did it.
These underdog Bucks, it wasn't so long ago their slogan was own the future because they couldn't own the present, but now they are presently your reigning NBA champions. We heard from Giannis, we heard from Chris Middleton. People look at Drew Holiday's shooting night tonight. It wasn't great, but he was 1 rebound shy of a triple-double. He did end up with 14 points. He had 11 assists. He had 9 rebounds today, and he is a big reason that today happened. They traded for him in the offseason, sort of mortgaged the future with draft picks to get him. Well, it got them a title.
The Brewers ready to start postseason play, making the playoffs for a franchise record 4th consecutive season, and this coming after the Crew had just 4 postseason appearances total before the current streak, 81, 82, 08, and 11 before these 4. NLDS Game 1 against Atlanta, the 2 teams celebrating Hammer and Hank Aaron this season. Milwaukee's past team, the Braves, against the current one. And Corbin Burns on the bump. The MLB ERA champion started the year with an all-time record 58 Ks without a walk, but he walked the first 2 batters today in the playoffs. Not good. The Braves actually had 1st and 3rd with no outs, but Burns would settle in, gets the grounder, and Rowdy Tellez guns down Jorge Soler at home, double play. Milwaukee escapes the inning unscathed, and that was huge because runs hard to come by. Burns would settle in, not allow a hit until the 5th, en route to 6 scoreless innings. In the 7th, still goose eggs. Tellez says home run. It's a 2-run jack for the game's first offense. Jock Peterson got one back for Atlanta in the next inning. It was 2-1 in the 9th for Josh Hader. 20 straight scoreless frames to end his regular season. Just 1 blown save in 35 tries this year, but a leadoff walk, then a base hit had the nerves quivering. However, against former Brewer Orlando Arcia, Hader gets the ground out to end it. The Brewers win 2-1 today. Adriana Torres has more from Milwaukee.
Game 1 of the NLDS.
Thanks, Adriana. And now, welcome one, welcome all. It's now time for Operation Football, the game of the week for a lot of marbles in the FRCC North. De Pere lost its opener to Wausau West, but has since gone perfect in conference play, visiting 6-1 Pulaski. They were looking to win to forge a 3-way tie atop the conference. First quarter, Jack may score on the jet sweep. He's got the speed that you need. 68 yards to the house. De Pere up 7-zip. Second quarter now. First play of the quarter, and he may do it again. Gabe Herman rears back, throws long, and finds a streaking May 48 yards to the end zone. Redbirds in front 14-zip, but their last 3 games, De Pere, have all come down to 1 score, and this one was going to tighten in a hurry. Second quarter, Red Raiders turn. Derek Black to Jacob Doxtater. It's 14-7. Skip ahead to the 4th. We're tied at 14s. Wouldn't you know, De Pere looking to go ahead. Herman scrambling, throwing, hit as he throws. It's lofted and lobbed, and Elliott Parks is camping under it for the Red Raiders. But Pulaski fails to score. Comes down to 1 final second. Redbirds from 39 yards away. Jack Jorgensen, it's good. De Pere clinches at least a share of the FRCC. They stay perfect in the FRCC, 17-14. What a game of the week. Meanwhile, 6-1 Bayport, which beat Pulaski but fell to De Pere, facing Green Bay Southwest. First drive, Cole Benson on the keeper. Touchdown, Pirates up 7-0. Like Barry Sanders, act like you've been there. Give the ball to the ref. Second drive, Benson throwing long, airing it out for Tevin Montgomery. It's 44 yards down to the 8, where Derek Buschinger going to take it in to the right side Act like you've been there. The Pirates take care of their business 42-6, staying with one loss in conference play. A big matchup in the Northeastern between Freedom and undefeated Luxembourg Casco. Freedom within 4 second half, but Lux Casco answers. Long drive, Owen Depre for Max Ronsman. That's a big gainer, and that led to this. Isaac Vanden Bush finds a hole, scampers for the score. Spartans up 11. Fourth quarter. This time it's Depre calling his own number. Who's got the ball? He's got the ball. Defense didn't see him either. Spartans in front by 18, and that's the final margin, 28-10. Wrightstown hosting Kingsford from Michigan. The Tigers were threatening in the first when Hunter Bartoshek punches it in from a couple out. Wrightstown up by 7. Then the Flivers, great mascot, trying to answer Michael Meneguzzo, looking deep, looks great, until it's picked off by Michael Bunton. Plays the ball well at the 5. Wrightstown adds to the advantage in the second with Jacob Van Zeeland. Splitting defenders at the goal line. Tigers in front by 14, and they take a big bite out of Kingsford, 35-0 tonight. Well, the high school highlights just heating up. Coming up on the other side, could Denmark back up its big eye-opening win last week? And can Kimberly keep rolling towards perfection? Find out next. Welcome back for part 2 of OPFB, where more heavyweights adorn our slate of highlights. Let's get right back at it. 6-1 Denmark, fresh off its blanking of previously unbeaten Freedom, hosting the 4-2-1 Hawks of Xavier. First quarter, 7-zip Vikings, adding to the advantage. It's Elijah Shevchak getting the rock and the touchdown, 19 yards, 14-zip lead. Through the second quarter, Denmark's ball again. Lucas Spiller throws it up, throws it long for Kenny Satori. How'd he catch it? It's another score, 27-0, looking to have momentum entering halftime, but the Hawks go flying, scoring less than a minute left before the half. Reed Hippis, Sam Hawkins, but the Vikings blank them the rest of the way. The Vikings coming away with a 33-6 win on homecoming. The perfect papermakers taking the show on the road to Neenah, but in third quarter action, it's the Rockets biting into Kimberly's 12-point advantage. Matt Young, the keeper, it's 29-23. Here we go. All that momentum for the Rockets. Ensuing kick, though, that's going to end. It's picked up by Kimberly's Colin Oberman in number 8. He's got the speed that you need. Takes it all the way to the house to put the dagger in Neenah. Kimberly wins 36-23. Appleton North was at Fond du Lac tonight. The Lightning 5-2, the Cardinals 4-3. Scoreless in the first. The Lightning back to punt. Fondy's Tanner Dalsky bobbles the ball. Okay, he's picked it up, but then Stone Holke strips it loose, and then he'll take it in for the score. The first score of the evening. Nicely done, Stone Holke. Still in the first, Holke again on the pick 6. 2 defensive scores for Holke. Appleton North obliterating Fondy. Get this, 47-7 to the FRCC North, and a pair of 2 and 5 teams with something to prove. The Phantoms have looked good, but have a lot of losses. Visiting Preble, Phantoms down to the 1. Najee Mitchell punches it in, 7-0 West de Pere. Same score, second quarter, Phantoms threatening, Phantoms scoring. Luke Chauvold to Ryder Lesage. Well, not quite scoring. Down to the 1, they'd punch it in next play, 14-0 West de Pere. Now 17-zip. Preble's got to get something going before the half. David Torres deep, but picked by Carter Schmidt. That leads to a field goal, and West de Pere wins big. This is what we're used to with the Phantoms, 42-0. Well, it's Packers and Bengals Sunday. Injury designations are in today. Jair Alexander is out. Matt LaFleur saying Ja will opt to avoid surgery. No surgery right now, as he hopes his shoulder will heal on its own within a, quote, matter of weeks. However long that means. Center Josh Myers also out with a finger injury. Left tackle Elton Jenkins, a pleasant surprise. He is questionable, could play. The biggest name to watch for the Bengals, running back Joe Mixon, who did not practice all week but is questionable with an ankle. Thanks for joining us for all the Brewers and Packers and, of course, all the Operation Football.